Let's talk more now about that, along with debt and deficits, because as interest rates rise, you, the American taxpayer, may have to pay more, maybe a lot more, to fund our growing debt. The U.S. national debt now over $36 trillion. And maybe here's an RBI for you. That is $323,000 per taxpayer. That's what all you taxpayers owe in the national debt. That just one of the big topics at the Frontiers of Digital Finance conference, sponsored by Biz2 Credit, along with how digital currencies and AI may impact things like how you get paid, spend money, and maybe even are taxed by the government. Let's talk about all of it. Former Congressman and former chair of the House Financial Services Committee, Patrick McHenry, is the keynote speaker at the conference, joining us now from it at the University of Miami. Congressman McHenry, it's great to have you on because we just had the breaking news from Megan Cassell. There's a lot of numbers there, but the bottom line is this. Debts and deficits are going up. The deficit, a CNBC.com story from Jeff Cox just broke minutes ago. The deficit went up 40%. Spending is out of control.
So it's clear that we have a federal government that's too large for our capacity to pay for it. We're a great economy, growing economy, and yet we have record debt and deficits. This is unacceptable. We have, just a year and a half ago, we negotiated the raising of the debt ceiling. Speaker McCarthy had me and Congressman Garrett Graves negotiate with the White House and bring them stubbornly along with spending reductions. Unfortunately, this same Congress has gone beyond what we were spending before that debt ceiling. But what we negotiated in that debt ceiling agreement. We had key changes to environmental regulatory policy and welfare reform connected with those debt ceiling increase. But we also got year-over-year spending reductions. And that was successful in the first year and unfortunately not successful in the second year of delivery on that debt ceiling agreement. We need to have a structural change in how we fund our government. And we need a structural change in what our government does and how we spend money. It is high time we do this.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to tell you something you know, which is that politicians get elected by promising to give people stuff. They don't get elected by promising to take stuff away. I say this dearly as a lot of friends that work for the government. I'm a Hoke, Virginia Tech Hokie, so I got a lot of friends that whole area. All you need to do is go to D.C., and realize how rich it is. The money, my hometown in Winchester, Virginia, is now basically a suburb of Washington, D.C. The money goes, 6 of the 10 richest counties in America are now around D.C. I don't bring this up to knock the area. I bring it up as the point that I don't see, do you see, Pat, spending ever going down?
Yes.
Because all that money is funding now lifestyles which are not going away.
Okay, so let's rewind. The debt ceiling agreement I'm talking about from May of 2023, we got spending reductions without help from anyone. Speaker McCarthy was the only game in town. House Republicans are the only game in town. Now Republicans run the House, the Senate, and the White House. And we have Elon Musk on the case with Doge. This level of attention from significant leaders that want to drive change in our federal footprint, that is how you get change. When you take politicians, and look, I'm a reforming politician, served for 20 years in Congress, but when you bring attention to that, you shine a spotlight on it, you demand change, and the markets demand change, politicians will follow. That level of attention, that level of import with Elon Musk running Doge is a welcome and good thing, and I want them to be successful, and I hope they're successful. We desperately need it.
I mean, just to kind of build on that, there are people on Wall Street kind of desperate for a signal that we're bending the curve, and it's just unclear where that's coming from, what that's going to look like. I mean, certainly in any way, when interest costs are this high, right, Congressman, like what do we do? How do we not Doge, but like the real meaningful programs? Like how do you fix that or raise revenue, or what is the answer?
So the largest drivers of our deficit and growing debt are healthcare and healthcare related. Obamacare has been a disaster. We know that. I'm not going to keep litigating that. But Medicare and Medicaid are the two largest federal government programs. That's where Congress's attention needs to be focused. And that needs to be a part of the reconciliation packages that they're going to have to extend tax reform, to deal with a number of border issues. This is the major piece of legislation for this year in Congress, and it needs to have significant spending cuts and reforms to these programs in order to have any credibility to extend the tax cuts.
Is that on the table? I mean, it may be Medicaid, but the president, didn't he campaign on not really touching Medicare?
Yes, and you can take and have substantial reforms to Medicaid, which we had in the first repeal and replace bill in 2017. This is not a new policy set. This is not something all you have to do is dust off that old policy, and you can get significant hundreds of billions of dollars of savings over the next decade by putting in place simple reforms like handing Medicaid over to the states with a growth rate that's significant but not gross and generous like it currently is. And so reforms like that have to be a part of this reconciliation package for us to have any credibility with the market that we're going to do important and big things.
I think that's interesting that, you know, it's going to be one big bill. If all of that has to go in it, and what is their majority? They have like a two-seat majority or something?
Didn't say it was easy, but for my cheap seats here, I can tell you this is a part of the conversation on Capitol Hill and will be necessary for this package to pass.
And if not, that digital finance conference behind you, they have some alternatives, I think.
Well, exactly. We need small business lending, and we need new ways to do that. And that's why the world of digital finance is here to stay. Well,